Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 152? Let's see. Nope, it is 153 already. Today is Saturday, October 15th, 2016, and I'm glad you could join me today. Coffee's tasting extra super duper delicious, so delightful. So I do have quite a bit to show you guys this week, so as one does on occasion, like socks. Finished! Yay! So these are the Captain America socks. They are out of Chapter 52 Chinchilla, Chapter 57 Chinchilla's 1957 sock yarn, and then the black is Cressers on your toes, which the ball never dies, so I only use it in small bits, so it continues on. So I did contrasting toes, heels, and cuffs to sort of tie it all together, and I'm happy with how they turned out. I don't think I've used the Dear Sweet Level 1's modeling services yet, but I should at some point. But they finally wrapped it up. I had an awkward day Monday where I finished them, and then I had no knitting with me, so that was strange and bizarre. But I guess not the end of the world, so socks. Really happy with how they turned out. They could have been matchy, but I pulled from the other end of the ball, so they are fraternal-ish. So it's sort of stripy and sort of not. You can sort of see the stripes in there. So not sure how this yarn was dyed. Some sort of hybrid thing. That was the only thing I finished this week. Not like I normally finish things every week, but they are done. Okie doke. I guess I can show you guys how much yarn I had left. So, my worry about not having enough to make a full pair, I think I could have pulled it off. Not like I've weighed how much I have remaining, but it does seem like I had a decent amount left. And this is still lots of the black for some reason, so I don't know if I'll end up making another pair or something. There's some shorties floating around that seem sort of interesting, possibly. Because I do really like the yarn. That was the case where I simply asked the Dear Sweet Level 1 if he wanted socks like that, and he agreed, so it did become mine. Alright. Do a little bit more digging. So I had a bit of a knitting fail last night. I didn't look at the other, what was it? I didn't look at my other sleeve to see what I had done, which meant that I need to actually rip out what little cap I did. Free it somewhat. So this is the Delancey cardigan. It is an Alexis Winslow design, and I just have yarn hanging all over the place, but I did actually get pretty far on the other sleeve. If I could show you guys what's going on. Alright, we're looking better now. So, there. Cardigan. Okay. So, I stopped working on the sleeve. I haven't decided yet if I want to do 3/4 or not, but I figured it'd be easier to figure out if I wanted 3/4, and then change it later, you know what I mean? So I still have plenty of the first ball of white, but I've broken into my second ball of white. But it is coming along. And then I have my other guys here. So this is leftovers from my first ball of nest. So I'm just all over the place. But I did the sleeve shaping wrong, so I need to go back and it's not even that I did it wrong, it's that I picked the wrong color. So this one I have mostly green up here, and that's what I should have done. I don't know what I was thinking. So whatever. Life continues on. So it is cool and stripey, but I need to do a little bit of ripping. But I did get a pretty far on it. Getting sleeve knit, so that was cool. So slow but steady progress there. That's sort of the case after I went over to look and see what I was doing. I'm like, uh-oh, no curses. So everything's set up nicely, so I guess that's a good thing. Okay, I did cast on 2 new things. Because the sweater wasn't a really good carry-around project. So, what I have here is actually another Laminaria. I last knit Laminaria before I started the podcast? Yes. So this is a Elizabeth Freeman pattern, and I love her so hard, it's not even funny. And it is turning out totally different than my first Laminaria. My first one was made out of 100% Tuzza silk. This is my fiber optic gradient. And I'm starting with the bitter lime and heading to the rose. So here is it all wound up. The super bright green is buried deep within. But I did start a different pattern with it, but then concluded that this could actually hold up to more crazy pants patterning, so that's what I decided to go with. So just working on this guy. It seems to be mindless enough so far, and I'll probably actually make this section nice and big because it does have like a good squishy texture, and looks really nice in the hand spun. So so this is like a little pattern section, and what's interesting about it, and you can probably actually see it on the screen right now, is that this half the lines run this way, and on this half the lines run this way, which it's not like it's necessarily symmetrically made, so I don't know if it would have looked a little bit different had I, if I had, like, done symmetric, decreases for this little stitch pattern. I guess it's the star stitch pattern or some such thing. But I am really happy with how it's turning out so far. Looking forward to continuing to work on this. So it's the case where you start with the stars, and then you go into the flowers, and then there's a great big giant border. So it's fairly straightforward to shawl, but it looks delightfully fancy as well. So, and I don't know if I'll do things to actually make it longer, or not. Everything flows together so nicely, so that would be the only question. And now I'm trying to figure out where to hide the little funny spot in my yarn. So, what would it be? So the green was the end I finished playing with, so it has a little bit where things are plied against itself, and then there was a spot where I had run out of the first ball, so I think that's well enough hidden for now. So Laminaria should be super gorgeous, and hard to beat a free pattern like that, because it's excellent design and is gorgeous. So and then I did in fact cast on yet another thing, which I'm not sure why. Probably because I do know that at some point the shawl will be no longer mindless knitting. Is I also pulled out my hand spun, the stuff I had just finished, and wound it up. And then on a whim, I decided to wind up the other stuff with a shawl, and that had been getting more of my love. So, let's see if I can reach it in the very bottom of my bag without disturbing things too much. It's rather challenging right now, I don't even know. So, I haven't quite decided on a pattern on this yet. Like, really, it's mostly just cast on. Oh, keys. There we go. Well, this is looking promising. I've finally fished a sock out of there. So it's not currently in a knitting bag, which I think is part of the problem. And it appears that I've come to the beginning of the row. So what I've done here is cast on and knit in 2x2 rib around, and that's all. That's done. So you can see the crazy floofy end from the hand spun, and what would it be? Some ribbing. That's about it. But what is it? I'm working these on my little circs, and then we'll see what this becomes. I haven't quite decided. I don't know. I think this actually is tonal enough that I might be able to get away with knitting the Katniss socks, or the Everdeen socks. So that was a pattern that I had picked up and then tried to knit with a different yarn, and it just really wasn't working at all. So that is a possibility. Or I find out that it is a little bit too crazy. I'm not sure. But it is a nice heathered yarn. I am excited with how it's looking, so we shall see. But since I haven't quite decided on the pattern, I don't want to get like too far ahead of myself, you know what I mean? So that is the challenge, obviously. So I'll have to figure out whether or not I have like a decent cast on number, if I actually have to do totally different ribbing, like, like there are options. And such nonsense, so. There's a lot of heavy stuff in my bag right now, so. Probably time to clean that out. So, next up, do a little bit more fishing. Here we go. So I did finish some hand spun this week, so I guess I got 2 finishes in this week. I finished up spinning the Western Sky Knits BFL in the Night Pool colorway. So I have 2 skeins here of, what would it be? So I have 2 skeins, but they're not matched skeins, and that is the question. So one of them turned out sock weight, and the other one turned out lighter than sock weight, because I was pulling from different ends of the ball. And the side that has more yardage, has like almost like 50% more yardage than this guy. So there probably isn't going to be socks, because it's just so different between the two. So, and you probably can't necessarily see here about which one is finer or not. I'm not sure. Maybe you can. But, what would it be? So, I'll have to pick something different to knit out of these, because I don't think it'll be a good match for socks. Sadly, I wanted them to be socks, but it did turn out really gorgeous. It was a good spin, fun to spin the BFL, but it didn't, like, yeah, no, so didn't quite turn out as planned. Should have known that I was spinning the second one a lot thinner than the first one, because it definitely felt like it was turning out a lot finer, but I hadn't realized how much finer until I was skeining, and then it was like, ooh. Whoopsies. So, it is gorgeous. And that sort of thing. But, oh well. Such is life. So, this might end up marinating a little bit before I decide what it is that I want to do with it. But washed, cleaned, all prettified, so, and we'll have to figure out something from there. So I did start something new, on the wheel. I pulled out some of my nest fiber, so I pulled out Chautauqua, which is a pulver silk blend, and I decided to do a fractal of 3-ply with it. So I'm still working the first fractal sequence of it. I decided, so I split it into thirds, hamburger style, and then I split it into thirds, fifths, and sevenths, hot dog style, in order to put something together. Let's see. So this is some of the fiber. So it's some sort of russety reds, yellow, green, green, teal, a little bit of gray. Very much so, what would it be? Nest colors for sure. And then this is how it's spinning up so far. So this is my middle one, so this is my 5-chunk part of the fractal. So this is my 3rd chunk, I believe. So we shall see where things go from there. But decided to get cracking on this one. So this will be, what is it? As far as my spin the bin is concerned, I think this is my 7th start, because I have, what would it be? Because this guy was a spin the bin. So let's see. So I have my Alicia Goes Around, which turned into a Hitafude. I have my silk hankies, which I'm not quite sure yet what they're going to be. I have my fiber optic, which is now becoming a laminaria. I have the Happy Hooves, which is becoming a pair of socks. I have the Western Sky Knits, which I'm not sure what that's going to become. And then I have my Pigeon Roof Studios, which is still on the spindle, and then this will be, yeah, my 7th. So I have 5 more braids after I finish whatever the 2 that I currently have working. So, not sure if I'll make it. I don't know, that Western Sky Knits went really, really fast, so I was sort of excited to keep going on a 3-ply on my ridiculously fast, or on the fast flyer, not the very fast flyer. I honestly don't know what sort of yarn that you would spin on the very fast flyer, because right now I am using the slowest ratio of my fast flyer, and it's still slightly terrifying. But who knows? I don't know. The compulsion to spin feels a little bit high right now, or to actually just like sit outside and spin would be really awesome, because it is perfect weather out. It might be sweater weather in New York this weekend, but it is definitely pool weather in Texas this weekend. So whatever, that like low 80s is super nice. I'm assuming it's low 80s, I don't know. It doesn't feel too bad out, so definitely not 90s. So lovely weather. And then I probably, have some errands to run, but I decided I wanted to record in the daylight and take care of it now and then do the errands afterwards, because, I'm on a quest for glass jars to keep my rice and flour and stuff like that. Rice, flour, sugar, all those handy things. So hopefully I'll find something that'll work as a storage solution, because what I have going on right now isn't working. I guess I'll keep running away. Man, because I don't really like having so many projects on the nails at once, which would probably mean that having extra things is just gonna get me to hurry up and finish the stupid sweater. And maybe it's the case where the sweater is perfectly mindless knitting and I might get more love if I started actually carrying it around. We shall see what it be. And then I'm a little bit bummed, so my office is changing locations. So I've had to pack my office, and I didn't have enough boxes to pack my office, so and then what's really sad is that my commute's gonna double, and that, whatever, so that's no fun. I've been debating whether or not I want to do like the train thing, but I don't think I can. Which is also crazy making, because like, would it be, I have like plans every single night, so it just crazy making, that's what I have to say. So as such, I'm wondering if I'm going to have less knitting time, because I'm going to be stuck in traffic a lot more and not have as much time to knit, so just like that. But oh, there isn't too much that I can do about it. I've been sort of splitting time because my lab moved to the new location before my office moved, and that was even more awkward because the place where I get work done was in a different place than the other place where I get work done, so oh well, it'll be over soon and things will be better, but it's just a little bit crazy making in the meantime. So and the other exciting thing that happened was I did get or finally get my new phone. So let's see, is it in my pocket? No, I have my old phone. I don't know where my new phone went, actually. It's not in this particular mess, unfortunately. So, I ended up getting a 6S. I wasn't quite ready for life without a headphone jack. And I am super duper happy with how it's been working so far, because this one has been slowly dying since July. It was a waiting game to wait for the 6S to get cheap so that I can have an upgrade. Oh wait, here it is. It was in there all along. So it is bigger, but definitely way thinner. Like, look at how sticking thin this thing is. So that's cool. And I don't know if part of that is the case. And obviously this one is bright blue, and they don't come in colors anymore, which is sad. But would it be? But excited that I have something new, and actually, what would it be? It's in airplane mode right now, which probably makes it challenging for people to contact me. But yeah, so hopefully this ends up working out for the time being. It's probably going to have it for at least 2 years. So, oh, it works out. So I think that is all of the excitement in my life right now. having a little bit of Rhinebeck jealousy, as one does, but I don't know. The odds are better for odd years because that's when my mother-in-law goes, so that might be the case where I go next year. I'm not sure. I probably am going to sign up and see if I get into SSK, and if I get into SSK, then I'll probably skip out on Rhinebeck, so we'll just roll the dice and see what happens, and if it turns out one way versus the other way, then I can plan accordingly. But I know, I really do want to go to SSK, so what would that be? And then I'm still, what is it, like, it's a little bit hard to believe, but I'm like still like super duper excited about Fiberfest, and it's in April. April. I'm like Judith Mackenzie. So, like that's what I have to look forward to, and I guess I'm gonna be looking forward to it for months. So, what is it? I'm actually a part of the RAV board for the DFW Fiberfest, so I end up getting the lowdown. So I'll probably actually make a point of signing up fast, because I really do want to take a class with Judy McKenzie or two. I don't know. It depends on how different everything ends up being, but so that is the state of things with me. I hope you guys all have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.